guys, I want to talk about wearing who you are versus wearing who you should be. Because I think a lot of times people don't really put a lot of thought about what they wear. It's just like, if you are someone that is totally okay with mess and having a lot of things cluttering around, and it kind of shows, your mental state. It kind of shows who you are. It kind of attracts what it will attract. And so it's to bring attention to these non-verbal things that we can have control, but we often don't think about. What do I mean by wearing who you are? I think this speaks to a key word that resonates with a lot of us right now. It is being true to yourself, your authenticity. So this goes back to the original statement in fashion. Style is a way of you expressing who you are. It is when you don't have to speak for yourself, but what you wear would dictate who you are. And so by right, you are supposed to be wearing things that you resonate with, that represents who you are, and this is how you show authenticity. This is absolutely valid in many areas in our lives. Is that obviously we shouldn't be doing things that it's not what we believe in. It's not who we are. We shouldn't be doing or even saying things that we don't believe is true. So even more then, you need to be very authentic with yourself, whether it's through words, your action, what you wear, which is a form of action. Again, people don't really pay attention to that. And so I want to ask you this question. Whatever that you choose to wear, whatever that is in your wardrobe right now, does it represent who you are? It could be the colors, it could be the style of clothes, it could be how you layer. It is not just clothing, but I think it's just your physical self, how you show yourself to the world. It could be maybe you're somebody that is not very expressive with your body language, or it could be the way you do your hair, whether you're someone that likes to play with nail extension and make your nails really long. Like, what does it say about you? Is that who you are? So I know that some of these little things, like some of you will be like, who cares about this? So one thing that you cannot avoid is the fact that whatever that you have on yourself and whatever that you see, as long as you can see, your mind will try to put meaning to it. It is something that you do subconsciously or unconsciously. It is inevitable. You would put meaning to the things that you see. You know how sometimes when you put on an outfit and then you just feel like it's off, it's that feeling, but you can't really describe it. And so that is one instance. And I think the more important part is where sometimes you meet someone new, or maybe you're going for a job interview, or just an environment where you need to put out a certain image, Not to say that you are faking it, but you need to put up a presentation of yourself that is of a certain level in order to get something, right? Not entirely detached from who you are, but basically you tweaked it just a little bit, because if you really be who you are, you would just show up in a pajama and you wouldn't care at all. So this image that you're projecting, right? Sometimes when you show who you are, it can bring you alignment to attracting people that you are supposed to be attracting. But this could also, for some people, if they are not aware of what it can do, depending on the level obviously, sometimes being very authentic and dressing who you are can also send off a message of, I'm good enough, so this is what it is. Accept it for the way it is, because I am good enough. So when you have this mentality of I am good enough, the enough becomes a problem in certain areas of your life, when we obviously have desires, we have goals, we have ambitions, we have an aim. We always have something that we are trying to achieve, right? And so if you being the way you are, that is good enough, is it helping you to get to what you want? So that's the question. I am good enough and I am good. Dot. The dot indicates that, okay, I'm good, but it doesn't mean that I'm not aware of my limitation or my gaps. I know that if I'm showing up myself authentically in this manner, what are the plus and what are the minuses? Am I okay with the minuses? So I think that's something that people don't really look at. They are very focused on, okay, the positives, which is not wrong. Obviously it's you are supposed to be focusing on the things that you should be grateful for, that it feels true to you. At the same time, it is just the awareness of, if you know that this is you being authentic and you are good in that manner, is it also stopping you from reaching your potential? Which is why I brought up the point of dressing who you are versus who you could be. So this idea of who you could be, it's that untapped potential. It is that you overcoming. See, another ding. The ding is telling you that this is the right thing. So dressing who you could be is something that I think some people who are very true to themselves will find this extremely uncomfortable, because this would also mean that I'm not good enough. And so I think this depends on how you're going to frame your mindset, and this is how we are going to look back at, okay, I am happy with the way I am, but at the same time I know that there are areas for improvement. It is a very healthy, it is a very balanced kind of mindset where you cannot be complacent, obviously, and you cannot also be forever chasing something that is an aim that is not attainable. And this is where it becomes very toxic, where you're always looking for perfection and you're always not getting it, and that can obviously result in you doing a lot of things that is not congruent to who you are. You might even get lost and not understand what you really believe in, and maybe starting to wear things, or just really being somebody else that you're not, and then ending up people pleasing. And it's not about that. I think it's all about the mindfulness, the intentionality of when you should wear who you are, what is it going to do for you, and what it's not going to do for you. And the same thing, if you're going to wear something that is a little bit outside of your comfort zone, it's not entirely who you are, what's the benefit of it and what is the disadvantage of it? It's having that mindfulness of both sides. So to give you a shortcut answer, it is both are important. It is knowing when you should do it. Anyways, guys, I hope that you found this video a little bit thought-provoking. Let me know your thoughts. Are you someone that advocates for wearing who you are, or do you also believe in you should always aim and try to address your potential? I hope you find this video useful, and I see you in the next video. Bye.